If you love a good chicken dinner, but also want to give minimum effort, I got you. All you need, it's Bobby. Yes, that's how I call my rice cooker. Because I realized some of my favorite Asian chicken dishes are so easy to make with just a rice cooker. Today, I'm sharing 5 of my all-time favorite lazy rice cooker chicken dinner. Some of them is my go-to comfort dish. Some of them I was skeptical at first. And one of them will probably change how you use rice cooker forever. But most importantly, they all require very little effort. Just chop, drop, and start. First up, we have Hainanese Chicken Rice. Now, I'm not Singaporean, but this dish holds a very special place in my heart. You know those moments when you try a new dish that's complete opposite of the taste bud you grew up with, yet absolutely blew your mind? Hainanese Chicken Rice was that dish for me. There has been a trend of making it in the rice cooker, but what makes this version special is that we're gonna make our own chicken stock for the rice, which for me is the best part of the dish, those golden rice with rich chicken flavor. I know this may sound like extra effort, but I promise you it's so much easier than you think, and it will really bring it to the next level. We're starting with chicken thighs. It's probably the best part to cook with, super juicy with just enough fat to create that rich stock. And if you're someone who always removes the skin, today is not the day. Almost all the flavor we're chasing comes from that layer of fat, so let it do its thing. I'm only doing simple seasoning and marinating because we want maximum chicken flavor here. Then cover everything with water. That's it. Bobby takes over from here. Now, the actual star of the show, rice. I feel like people really underestimate the power of rice. Like we all talk about the perfectly cooked chicken, but for this dish, rice is everything. It absorbs all the essence of chicken flavor. It literally tastes more chickeny than chicken, if you know what I mean. Now we're just gonna drain some of that liquid gold chicken stock. A little bit of turmeric for the color, and let the rice cook. The original Hainanese chicken rice comes with a variety of sauces. But since we're doing a simple version, let's catch the most iconic flavor of all, ginger-scallion oil. Get them finely chopped, a little bit salt and sugar, and we wake up all the fragrance with this. That sizzle, that's the type of music I dance to. It immediately sparks up all the aroma. I wish you can smell it from the screen. It is incredible. Let's check on our rice. That beautiful golden color is exactly what we're looking for. Every grain is soaked in chicken stock and they are shiny. Just slice the chicken to bite size and top up with that ginger scallion oil. I'm adding some cucumber as a side for freshness with homemade chili sauce. This plate is literally waving at me. Let's get everything in one bite. Get the aroma from ginger scallion oil. The chicken is super tender, hugged by that fragrant rice. You taste every ingredient in its own original flavor, but the combination is just so satisfying. As an experienced rice lover, this rice, let's just say, I don't need the chicken here. Okay, next one. Let's give a little bit more spotlight for the chicken. This one actually went viral a while back on Chinese social media for making super tender soy chicken without a drop of water. I like to use whole chicken legs for this one, just the best part. Let's be honest. No one ever fights for chicken breast. A little hack is to pour hot boiling water on the chicken. You can see the skin gets tightened up. This way, we ensure they will stay after cooking. I'm doing classic marinade here. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, black pepper, salt, and we are adding a spoon of brown sugar just to get that nice caramelized color. You know it, it always ends with a massage. And let it rest for 30 minutes. So the way this works without using water is that rice cooker traps steam. So we're using high water content veggies on the bottom. Not only they will release moisture during cooking, they will also work as aromatics for our chicken. Make sure to drizzle all the marinade in and Bobby is ready to go. It is literally falling off the bones. The apple and onion are all mushed into a sauce. Let's scoop some of that on the bottom. Chicken goes on top. Little extra sauce. I like to top it up with some shredded scallion for a nice crunch. Completely optional, but a tiny drizzle of hot oil will fully wake up the fragrance. And here we are. Wow, that is delicious. The chicken is super juicy. You get the soy umami and the little sweetness from onion and apple. This is definitely the most tender chicken I've ever made. There is just so much flavor here. You would want to have this with anything, like rice. And rice it is. So the next one is a little twist on Cantonese classic 香菇滑鸡饭, Shiitake Chicken Rice, where I feel the English translation is not doing it justice. Because in the original name, 滑鸡 literally translates to slippery chicken. I've made something similar in the previous rice cooker video, but this time I made little tweaks to ensure our chicken is bursting with even more flavors. Which brings out my favorite ingredients of all time, 香菇. If you have access to Asian store, I definitely recommend using dried ones because the fragrance they release is on another level. And that's the main source of umami for this dish. If you're like me who never remembers to soak them up prior to time, I got a trick for you. Cover the mushrooms with enough water and simply microwave on high fire for 2 to 3 minutes. They will open up in no time. I always like to have a bigger bite. They just add so much texture to the rice. And make sure to keep that water for later. Some classic marinade for chicken thigh with just a spoon of starch to really lock in that juice. Let that sit for a bit. We can mix in the mushrooms with a drizzle of oil. Traditionally, clay pot rice uses 四苗 rice. They stay fluffy and absorb all the flavor without turning mushy. Thai jasmine rice is great for the same reason. Very crucial is that we're using the mushroom water from earlier to cook the rice. This way, they will absorb all that fragrance. Just a little bit less than the usual amount as we're layering chicken and mushrooms halfway. They will release more water during cooking. This way, we won't end up with mushy rice. Look at this beautiful plate of rice. Every green is shiny and bathed in that mushroom fragrance. Let's get a big spoon in. The rice once again absorbed all that flavor, and the chicken is indeed slippery. The whole dish feels really light. We're basically tasting each ingredient's original flavor complementing each other, which for me is the soul of Cantonese cuisine. The only thing that's missing is the crispy bits from original pot rice. Thinking that all I did to get here is pressing a button, I will say I'm very happy with the rice cooker version. What is the one thing we all want when you're feeling a little bit under the weather or just looking for something to nourish your soul? Chicken soup noodle. There is a version of chicken soup noodle in every corner of the earth, but today I'm coming up with probably the easiest way to get there. Drop in the chicken, carrots, few slices of ginger, and jujube. That's the Chinese secret of living to 100. Some turmeric for nice golden color, and the hero returns. Shiitake mushroom with all its bath water. Top up a bit more and let it cook. Now, here is really up to you. If you have some time to spare, 1 hour would be great. But if you're in a hurry of diving into that bowl, 30 minutes will also do. When it comes to chicken soup, I always go very easy on seasoning. Just some salt and white pepper. You can drop in the noodle of your choice. I love rice noodles for the smooth slurp and chewy texture. Just 5 more minutes, you get this beautiful bowl of chicken soup noodles. First, a zip of soup. That layer of fat is gold. I don't know if it's just a Chinese thing, but we love drinking hot stuff in summer. I mean, all year round. When I was recently back home, it was 35 degrees out there, and the first thing we would get in the morning was hot mung bean soup my mom made. I used to be an iced latte girl, but I think with age, I take a bowl of soul-nourishing chicken soup noodle any time of the year. Now we're taking things to the next level. Things that you won't believe come out of rice cooker. 大盘鸡面. It translates to big plate noodle, which is an iconic dish from Xinjiang for its big portion, bold flavor, and hand-stretched noodle. I know what you're thinking. None of that sounds like low effort. That's the beauty of this rice cooker hack. We are truly maximizing the result with minimum effort. We are starting by loading up our rice cooker straight away. Oil, onion, loads of garlic, chicken, potato, mushroom, dried chilies. This dish is really rich in sauce, so we're using quite a bit of soy sauce here. And a very important ingredient, chili bean paste, 豆瓣酱. It's kind of a cheese sauce to get all the aromatics and color without using a million spices. It is my personal favorite for any stir fry. Then a little bit of sugar to bring up the umami. 5 spice powder. We are essentially using Bobby as a stewing pot here. The only difference, Bobby works quietly in the corner and stops automatically. Before the time is up, let's take out a little bit of that soup for later. Add in chopped peppers because we want to keep a bit of crunch and freshness from them. What about the noodles? Here is where things get fun. The little hack here is ready pizza dough. I know, boiling pizza dough sounds illegal, but hear me out. Both pizza dough and hand-stretched noodle have one thing in common: high gluten. That's what makes those noodles stretchy. It obviously won't taste the same, but it's the easiest shortcut with almost no effort. Just make sure they're room temperature. I always go for a thick, chunky bite so they fully absorb the sauce, and let them cook for another 5 minutes. These chunky noodles are even thicker after soaking in all that sauce. The texture is between noodles and some kind of thin pancake. Because of the yeast in pizza dough, the noodles get slightly puffier after boiling, and those tiny air pockets really help soak up the sauce. It is not as chewy as hand-stretched noodles, but the flavor is incredible. The chicken is tender, savory, with a little bit of heat from chili bean paste, and you really get the aroma from peppers. I always love the potatoes in dapanji. They are coated in sauce and so mushy. As someone who have tried the authentic dapanji noodle from Xinjiang, I have to say, this cuts very close. Ever since I got Bobby, I have been making these dishes non-stop. But I'm really curious which one you are most excited about. If you have a special rice cooker recipe, let me know in the comment below. Cause me and Bobby, we keep going. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next meal.